Hello everybody, I'm back again with another video. Hope you're doing well. Hope your life's going well. Hope this week has gone well for you, and I hope that today has gone well for you. Today is March 31st, 2024. It is about 9:32 a.m. Central Standard Time. I hope you're doing well. I hope that your life is going good. I hope that this weekend has gone good for you so far. Hope you're able to, do anything that you would consider fun, right? Traveling, going out with friends, family, enjoying hobbies. I hope that you're making the best of this weekend. Let's get straight into the topic. I want to talk about anger, right? We see a lot of anger, right? A lot of hostility in this society. And there's reasons why. I do believe that a lot of people are a lot more angrier than they used to be. Well, let me rephrase it. They're a lot more quicker to snap, which I guess you could kind of classify that as anger as well. And I do believe that is because of the economy, a lot of uncertainty when it comes to, the price of food, the price of housing, the price of, cars, etc. Everything is just so expensive. A lot of people believe that the American dream is, it's going away. And a lot of people think that it left a long time ago, but a lot of people who had hope, just everything around them it's crushing them, and they see it slowly going away. And we just have a lot more people snapping, going insane, going crazy, and that's a part of anger. I mean, let's look at the definition of anger, right? This is a strong feeling of annoyance, displeasure, or hostility, right? And so we see a lot of this in society. But you don't want to do this. You really, really don't want to do this. You don't want to get angry, right? I can understand, being displeased, being unhappy, but you don't want to get angry, right? I'm sure there's times where you have that feeling of getting angry, but let me say, you want to know how to control this emotion, right? And there's ways to come out of anger fast, right? The reason you don't want to be angry for a long period of time, or you don't want to express it outwardly completely, because this is an emotion that can lead to yelling, verbal altercations, insults, physical violence, doing things that you just wouldn't normally do. We call this going insane, and these are not things we want to do. We want to learn how to control these things, and I do have solutions for you all. One of them being, actually, let's get into them. One of them being, meditation. Meditate. Just relax. You can meditate outside. Just take a deep breath and just let the thoughts flow away. Meditate and relax. You can exercise. That's a good way to get rid of anger. You can listen to relaxing music. You can listen to ASMR. Man, ASMR is so good for a lot of things. Anger, stress, depression. Or get rid of the source of anger in your life, right? See, that's one of the most important things right there, is getting rid of the source of anger in your life. If there's somebody or something that is just causing you such negative emotions, causing you one of the most negative emotions, such as being angry, get rid of that person out of your life. If it's a girlfriend, boyfriend, break up with them. If it's a friend, remove yourself from their life. Right? Go away. You know, Go away, remove yourself out of their life. Right? They're causing you anger, frustration, hostility. They're making you feel all these negative emotions, right? Push them away. Go away. Go away. That's all you gotta do. Here's the thing though, anger. We must control this, and if you don't control this, it can lead to stress, raise your blood pressure, it can cause depression, and stress, depression. If you already have heart disease, these are things that can make heart disease worse. If you're always angry and yelling and you have heart disease, that can, worsen your heart, right? If you already have medical problems, high blood pressure already, you don't want to be getting angry and snapping, because that can really shoot your blood pressure up to dangerous levels. And constantly getting angry, constantly being depressed, this can cause you to just develop chronic depression. And if that happens, you go to the doctor, they're going to be prescribing you antidepressants and stuff like that. And these are things that, if you learn how to take charge, take control of the anger that you have, you can just get rid of that anger so fast. If you're constantly getting angry, and you already have medical problems, this can lead to a heart attack. There have been people who have snapped and gone crazy, and they've had a heart attack while they were just angry and snapping and going crazy. And so this is why it's extremely important to control this emotion, right? It can also cause insomnia. You thinking about what's making you angry all the time is going to cause you to not really be able to sleep well at night. You're going to be up at 2-3 o'clock in the morning just thinking and thinking. You end up being in a situation where you've only gotten like 2 or 3 hours of sleep. You don't want these things if you're constantly feeling angry. That's why I say you must get rid of the source, most importantly. It can cause digestive problems. It's an internal thing as well. If you're this negative emotion that you're feeling on the inside has it has an effect on like other parts of your body. That's why your blood pressure goes up. That's why your digestion goes down. If you're constantly angry, depressed, stressed, all of these things combine, and of course anger being the most important one, it can cause your life expectancy to go down as well. It can cause you to age faster. Let's talk about being angry at work. Work is making you angry. Let's be real. A lot of times when we're at work and we're angry, we have to hold that in, because we know that if you go crazy and snap at work, you can get fired. You can get fired. And so if a job is making you angry, you really, really want to consider new employment, right? Because I've seen stories where somebody at work got angry and they became violent, and it can lead to very, very bad things that you wouldn't normally do. And so that's why I keep saying it's important to really take complete control of that anger. Get rid of the source. In this case, your job is the source. Your job is a source. So why would you stay in the job if you know it's making you angry? But I understand too, because a lot of times, especially in different career fields, it's not very easy to just go get another job. And so that's why a lot of people put up with the things that make them angry at work. And if you go crazy and everything at work, you can end up behind bars, because you did something stupid, because you were angry. Take control of the anger. You don't want to do these things. You don't want to have all of these different problems, blood pressure, insomnia, digestive problems, getting put on antidepressants. You don't want these problems, y'all. That's why I say meditation, exercise, listen to relaxing music, listen to ASMR, right? Get rid of the source of anger in your life. Don't go out here and drink your problems away. All that's gonna do is waste your money and make you feel worse, because remember, you drink, get drunk, and then you don't want to smoke either and get high and all this other silly stuff, because all that is a temporary mask, right? Once you're off that high, once you're off that, once you stop the drinking, you're still going to be depressed, because you didn't actually deal with the source of the problem, nor did you actually address how you're feeling mentally. All you did when you drink and smoked was cause a temporary dopamine effect, a temporary high. We see this with food too. Don't go out and eat a bunch of fast food because you're sad and depressed. I know it's easy. I know it's easy access to just go down to the local fast food establishment and buy a burger and fries because you're sad and depressed and angry. You're getting angry a lot. Don't do this. Don't do this. It's bad for your health. It's a waste of money too, of course. And so the anger, you're not gonna deal with the source of anger. You're not gonna deal with your source of depression if you do this, right? And so just understand that you have to address what's causing the anger in your life, what's causing the residual effect, which is stress, depression. You have to address these things. You don't want to be out here getting into verbal fights, verbal altercations with people because you're angry. You're short-tempered. That's another thing. When you're angry all the time, you are seen as a person with a short temper, because you get angry at every little thing and snap. Also, you do want to be eating healthy foods, because that can lead to having a more relaxed feeling when you're eating with gross from earth and not all this processed junk food. You have to remember, food not only affects your physical body, but your mental health as well. When you're eating bad foods, it's bad for your brain, it's bad for your mental, right? It's bad spiritually as well, but let's talk about the mental aspect of it. A lot of these foods, they lead to, depression, anxiety, which can result in anger, which can result in being short-tempered, because you have to remember, these foods that are made to be addicting, all they do is cause a temporary high. Like we were talking about drinking and smoking, it's just a temporary high. It's just a temporary dopamine rush, right? These aren't going to really solve the problem of your anger. You want to really control this, right? Best of luck to y'all. If you're somebody that gets angry a lot, Consider anger management classes as well. I actually forgot to write that down. Anger management classes can really help out from what I hear. Now, I mean, I've heard mixed reviews on anger management classes. For some people, they don't work, but I've heard a lot of people have success with anger management, right? They teach you different ways to deal with this emotion. A lot of people that teach the classes are um, professionals in the mental health field, and so they're gonna have even better solutions than me, you know. And so, um, once again, my solutions are meditation, exercise, listening to relaxing music, listening to ASMR, getting rid of the source of anger in your life, and possibly anger management classes. Now, I don't know how much anger management classes cost exactly. I'm sure you can look it up in your local area, but whatever it costs, if you're somebody that truly needs it, you need to pay that and take those classes. They could quite possibly work for you. You want to not have this emotion because it can cause other residual effects in your life. Um, I don't know if I said it too, but it can cause you to lose friends, you know, fall out with family, right? Get the anger out of your life. Push the people away that are causing you anger. Push the things away that are causing you anger, whether it's a job, whether it's an area, etc. Maybe it's the area, maybe you need to move. You know, you're getting angry over the people in an area, maybe you need to move, right? They're causing you problems. Do what you gotta do to get rid of the source of anger in your life. That's about it for this video. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I'm actually about to go grocery shopping here in a little bit. Buy all healthy foods. Thanks for watching. I'm trying to think. I might have a video uploaded on Monday. I'm not exactly sure. But if I do, stay tuned for that. And I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope you relax first and foremost. And I hope that I sparked a thought in your brain as well. Thank you.